The doorbell rang. I was 40, folding laundry, a Tuesday. I opened it to a young man, maybe 20. He had my eyes, I realized instantly, a jolt through my chest. "Are you, my full name?" he asked, polite, no emotion in his voice. "Yes," I managed. "My name is Leo. I was born on, specific date, and you are listed on my original birth certificate." The world tilted. This was it. The moment I'd both dreaded and, in some dark corner of my mind, anticipated for 2 decades. My mouth was dry. I just stared. "May I come in?" he asked, still calm, almost clinical. I stepped aside. He walked into my living room, looked around briefly, then turned back to me. He wasn't angry, wasn't tearful. He just stood there, waiting. "What do you want?" I finally croaked, the words tasting like ash. He pulled a small, neat folder from a messenger bag. "I'm a neuroscientist," he began, opening the folder. "I'm researching a very specific, rare form of highly detailed, non-photographic eidetic memory. It's not about remembering pictures, but about recalling complex sequences, patterns, and numerical data with perfect accuracy. It's a fascinating cognitive anomaly." I blinked. This was not the script I'd imagined. Through my adoptive family's medical history, we've traced a genetic marker for this trait. It's quite specific. My research led me to my biological parents, as the marker appears to be inherited in a particular way. I've already contacted my biological father, who was unaware of the trait but has agreed to participate. He paused, looking at me expectantly. "I need a DNA sample from you, a simple cheek swab, and any detailed family medical history you can provide, specifically regarding any unusual memory capabilities, pattern recognition, or numerical aptitude in your lineage. It's purely for research purposes." I stood there, the laundry basket forgotten. He wasn't looking for a mother. He wasn't looking for answers about why. He was looking for data. My mind raced, trying to reconcile the image of the baby I'd given up with this detached scientist. The guilt, the fear, the years of wondering, it all felt irrelevant to him. "You just want a DNA sample?" I asked, my voice thin. "And the family history, yes," he confirmed. "It's crucial for understanding the genetic pathway of this particular memory type. It could lead to significant breakthroughs in cognitive science." I sat down heavily on the sofa. He remained standing, patient. I thought about the years, the what-ifs. And now, this. A scientific transaction. It was so utterly random, so devoid of the emotional weight I'd always assigned to this potential meeting. "Okay," I said, finally. "Okay. I can do that." He nodded, a small, professional gesture. He pulled out a sterile kit, explained the swab process. I did it, my hand trembling slightly, but he didn't seem to notice. Then I recounted what I knew of my family, my grandfather who could recite entire train timetables, my aunt who could perfectly recall complex knitting patterns after seeing them once. He took meticulous notes, asking precise, clinical questions. When I was done, he closed his folder. "Thank you," he said, genuinely. "This is invaluable. It completes the initial data set for this phase of the study." He stood there for a moment, then turned towards the door. "I have everything I need. Will I hear from you again?" I asked, the question escaping before I could stop it. He paused, his hand on the doorknob. "Only if there's a significant finding directly related to your specific genetic contribution that requires further clarification," he said, his tone still professional. "Otherwise, no. My research is my focus." He opened the door. "Thank you for your time and cooperation." And then he was gone. The door clicked shut. I was left in my living room, the laundry still unfolded, the silence deafening. The child I gave up had found me at 40. He hadn't wanted a parent. He'd wanted a data point. And just like that, the argument, the question of what he would want from me, was closed. Not with tears, or anger, or a hug, but with a scientific exchange. It was over.